Hello again, everybody. It's the two Collins from OddCast number 9.
OddCast number 9.
How did we get here? So we've got the timer on again because we know, or that appears to work. No, I can never get this right. Okay, so we thought we'd do something a little bit different today because there may be some of you out there thinking, who are these idiots to talk to us about this stuff? So we're going to ask each other some questions in an effort to educate all our viewers about who we are and what we do. So I'm going to ask Colin Solomon the first 3. Is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so tell everybody what drew you into AML compliance.
I'm so glad you've asked me that question, and I just want to reiterate that what we're focused on is concentrating on putting in place policies that help hardworking individuals. Or, if I'm not a politician, I'm a bit of a nerd, a bit of an anorak, and I find getting to the root cause of things interesting. I find helping organizations put in place alternative structures, alternative procedures, alternative policies to protect them deeply rewarding. I really do. As I said, bit of an anorak. Thank you for that first question, as Keir Starmer said.
And I would underline that. From all your posts, it's quite clear you feel passionate about this stuff. So tell me what you think is the biggest single challenge for compliance officers today.
Convincing other people that compliance departments, compliance personnel are not responsible for ensuring a firm is compliant. Every individual, every employee plays a part, often a much bigger part than they realize, in ensuring that the firm they work for is compliant. People need to understand why a firm sets out to do what it does in order to understand how it sets out to do what it does. If individuals understand why policies have been set, they're far more likely to understand and be able to adhere to.
Yeah.
Challenge is having everybody buy in, Colin. 4 minutes 30.
Brilliant. And the clock is ticking. So one practical due diligence tip that you can offer from all your years of experience.
Ask a question and think about the answer that you've been given. If the answer you've been given gets, in biblical terms, another question, ask that question. Often, it's the answer you listen to is as important as the clever, driven, intellectually inspired question you pose. Ask and ask again, question, doubt if you like.
Yeah, I think I put a post up like that today about good investigators ask questions, because essentially you're an investigator, I think.
I think you've asked me for a tip, and in a sense, Colin, I'm talking about your tips, which is keep asking questions, you will find the answer. So 3 minutes 25.
Well,
Colin Tansley, Intellect Group. What relevant experience do you have that makes you an opinion provider, thought leadership provider in the areas of fraud and money laundering?
Go. Okay. I suppose the first thing I'm going to say is I've over 45 years in investigative experience. So I joined the police when I was 20 and learned from the ground up, if you like. I've been involved in all manner of investigations. And I think what someone like me will bring to this particular industry is an understanding of how criminals work. Because unless you've actually interfaced with them and know how they think, because I often say you've got to think like a criminal to understand how you're going to be exploited.
Colin, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not a criminal. It might be hard for me to put myself in the shoes of a criminal, but I've got to try. Colin Tansley, Intellect Group, tell me about your ethics. Your ethics.
My ethics, okay. Honesty, I value that highly, and sometimes I can be brutally honest. That doesn't always go down too well. Integrity, deliver and do what you say you're going to do, and also building trust and good relationships. That's really important to me, particularly in business. It means a lot.
And I think that's where you and I started in terms of establishing trust, establishing relationships. So I understand that. Colin, from a professional point of view, what are your hopes for the future?
For the podcast that we do?
Oh, good question. OddCast,
Yeah.
Colin Tansley Intellect Group, the industry we work in. There you go. 30 seconds on each.
Okay. Awareness, education, knowledge, and the sharing of our collective wisdom. I think that sums it up.
I think that sums it up very nicely. And we haven't scripted this, we haven't rehearsed this, because I think what you've just said marries your business hopes, my business hopes, the reason we do OddCast 312 when we get to it, but also what we hope for the industry, because you and I know there are other people just as passionate about helping businesses protect themselves being taken advantage of by criminals. Which brings us, Colin, to your biggest challenge of the day. As you know, the most recent joke delivered by
Got a very good vote. Yeah.
was the best joke ever. You have 50 seconds. Go.
I'm always interested in knowing what people think. Okay. So I recently took a poll. What I found out was that 100% of people get angry when the tent collapses.
If I had a set of drums and some sticks, I would give you a drum roll finish, like Phil Collins dressed as a gorilla eating Cadbury's chocolate.
There we go. So we'll have to see what the viewing public think, won't we?
Well, I'm going to have a word with the fan to make sure that she reminds everybody that last week's joke was better than the pole and the tent falling down. However, we've got 10 seconds. My name's Colin Solomon. That's enough from me. You are who again, Tommy?
Colin Tansley, Intellect Group. Thank you. Thank you for listening, everybody.